My name is Douglas Elliott. I'm a lawyer working in Toronto. I was called to the bar in 1984 and I've been practicing law ever since. I think I was drawn to the law for a couple of reasons when I was younger. The first is that my father was a police officer, so I was exposed to the law from a very young age from that perspective. But it was also a time in the 1960s where lawyers were getting involved in human rights issues, such as ending segregation in the United States, and it appealed to me, the idea of using law as a tool to advance social justice. So that's one of the reasons I went in as well. So we have a tradition in the legal profession called pro bono work. It's short for pro bono publico, for the public good. And there's a long tradition in the legal profession of lawyers doing free legal cases for deserving causes. And I have done a lot of work of that nature over the years. I've done a lot of work for the Canadian AIDS Society, have appeared for them in the Supreme Court of Canada in a number of important cases, including LGBT cases like Green versus Alberta. So I've done a lot of work over the years for the LGBT community, either on equality cases or HIV-related issues, based on really providing the services for free in order to advance social justice for the LGBT community. Well, as a member of the LGBT community, I felt that I was personally affected, and my friends and colleagues were personally affected by a lot of these issues. And I knew that I had a special skill set that I could bring to bear that might be able to help. I felt as a lawyer that I could go out and fight to help my community, and because I was able to do that as a lawyer, that I had a moral responsibility to do it, knowing that a lot of people couldn't afford to pay for my services. I really think it's a moral obligation of all lawyers to do some pro bono work, but not only is it a moral obligation, it's intensely gratifying. That old saying, it's better to give than to receive, is very true in this case. You can find it immensely satisfying to do this kind of volunteer work as a lawyer. It tests your skills. It's important, extremely important to the community that you're working for, and it can have a lasting positive impact. Lawyers like to get paid for their work, but it's not very often that someone says thank you to you for what you've done, and that's very touching.